Hello everybody, my name is Starrapter. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. This is Season 2. All episodes, all 8 of them, are streaming now on Netflix, and this does pick up right where Season 1 left off, where all the kids are stranded on Jurassic World, as this does concurrently run with the events that happened in the first Jurassic World, in which all the dinosaurs, of course, get out of the park, and everybody has to evacuate, and they miss their last boat. These kids miss the last boat, and that was the huge cliffhanger we have at the end of Season 1. So this season is all about them trying to get a distress beacon out there and get off the island, and that is the gist of this season of 8 episodes. And what I think initial thoughts was, man, this wasn't nearly as good as the first season. So this season is all about survival, and it does that pretty well. We have a pretty much clear idea of where this season is going from the get-go. They simply have to get off of the island. So things I liked about this season of Camp Cretaceous. First off, lots of new dinosaurs. We have the baryonyx, which I believe were a callback to some of the dinosaurs that were in a Jurassic World PlayStation game. Yeah, I'm pulling that from a really, really deep cut there, guys. We also have, I think, like a Carnotaur or something. Lots of really cool T-Rex looking dinosaurs, and I'm really happy to see the compies, the Compaglosaurus or something like that. I'm probably completely butchering these dinosaur names, by the way, but I'm trying because I'm not like I used to be when I was 10 and knew every single dinosaur, all right? So I will say I love seeing the compies. Gives me big callbacks and nostalgia for the Lost World Jurassic Park, which is what I grew up on. That's the first Jurassic Park I actually seen in the theaters. And yeah, I'm probably dating myself just by saying that, but that's fine because the compies are awesome. So seeing more of them was great. I also like how the character development was done between the characters, as far as them being paired up together with other characters that weren't on their own before. So we have a lot of storylines that are intersecting, where the different characters are in pairs or in groups of 3, where they're off doing their own sorts of thing. Going back to the dinosaurs, I want to say how great they look. These dinosaurs, in some of those stills, you can freeze and say, is this live action? Because it looks incredible. Also, the animation for the water, probably the best water I've seen in any kind of animation or video game or anything. It looks absolutely phenomenal. And I just like seeing the aftermath of all these dinosaurs dealing with their environments where they are free of fences, free of cages, and there to just graze upon the land as if it was a lost world and there was no humans, because the humans are gone. So what happens? It's like the food chain. You have certain dinosaurs going after other dinosaurs, eating them, and then cohabitating by big watering holes and all that kind of stuff that you could see through the lens of a camera and be like, wow, we are in a place that's inhabited by dinosaurs. So it does carry that sort of sense of wonder. With that being said, there's quite a few things I did not like about this season. First off, it flat out just doesn't feel like Season 1 for a lot of reasons. There's not that tight of a story that is going through, just like it was in Season 1, where we're kind of like, oh my gosh, we're crossing over. Like, what's going to happen? I feel like it doesn't have nearly as much terrifying scenes. It doesn't have nearly as much tension as that first season. And that goes in there for a few reasons. Because, well, first off, we have the human villains in the story. These 8 episodes feature these characters that are giving problems for the kids, and the kids are kind of easily defeating these humans, which I get it. You know, this is meant to be for a younger audience. I'm still enjoying the heck out of the show in general, but I feel like they took out these humans. These humans were just completely dumb and idiotic, and I get it. That's the demographic is setting villains to be easily conquered. Well, maybe not easily, but still would have liked to see some more grit from these villains. Also, I don't know why, but it feels like these kids are just so carefree in a world full of dinosaurs. There's nobody helping them. They're like 15. They're having picnics out there and everything else, when they should be walking around. They're yelling at the top of their lungs like, duh, there's velociraptors out there. There's all sorts of things that are dangerous, and you're screaming at the top of your lungs when you don't need to, and there's nothing coming after you. So I feel like they really led very far in with that false sense of security, where these kids were just untouchable. And I just don't feel like that's compelling enough for me to really want to continue with a story that just feels like nobody's really at risk. Also, I noticed that there was a lack of the John Williams score that we've seen in the first season that was just so good. It really just sprinkled in. I'm not saying the original music is something I don't like, but I would have liked to see more homages to John Williams' score, since that was one of the big draws for me for the first season. And finally, there's a little minor spoiler here. Yes, we have Bumpy that returns in this. I'm not going to tell you what capacity he does, but he does get aged up very, very quickly, way too soon. That loses all his appeal. I think that Bumpy had the potential to be, at least in this show, like the Grogu or the Baby Yoda. Like, he's just so darn cute. You watch season 1 and you see him for a single episode in season 2, and then he grows up to be just like normal size, like adult size, whatever his dinosaur species is called. So I think this show could have been a little bit more if they kind of kept him at that small bit size, because he was just so darn adorable, and I wanted to see more of him at that stage of his life. So with that being said, if I'm going to give a score for Camp Cretaceous Season 2, I will give it a 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was nearly as great as the first season, and that's a shame. And I hope this is just like the sophomore slump, and that they can pull it together for a season 3 if we get a season 3. We don't have that announced as of recording this review, but they did announce season 2 pretty quickly after season 1. I'm not even sure how Netflix does the renewals. I'm still very salty that Dark Crystal Age of Resistance still doesn't have that season 2 that I wanted to see. So they do have a story point or two that does lead into a perfect season 3 for Camp Cretaceous. And look, guys, as much as I was hoping to like this season more, I'm still going to continue watching. If they put out a season 3, I'm going to be watching, because Jurassic Park is one of my favorite franchises since I was a kid. So I will watch what content they'll put out there, and I will see, and I will judge for myself how I like it. And at the very least, at least we know we got Jurassic World Dominion coming out, which is going to supposedly tie together all 6 Jurassic Park movies in the saga, or whatever you want to call it, franchise. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But I want to hear what you guys thought of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Season 2. Let me know in that comment section down below. For more on different kinds of content related to TV, video games, and a lot of Star Wars, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, so that way you don't miss out on any future videos coming out. That's going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.
Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.